You just pulled up to the pump. You watched the numbers spin past $40, past $60, past $80, and your tank still isn't full. You did not buy anything. You did not go anywhere special. You just paid almost $100 to drive the same roads you drove last week. And somewhere between that moment and pulling out of the station, a quiet thought crept in. Is this just my life now? I want to show you that it does not have to be. Not because there's a magic trick. Not because I'm going to tell you to ride a bike or buy a Tesla, but because there are 5 things, each costing between $0 and $5, that the Department of Energy, Consumer Reports, and AAA have verified in real controlled tests will measurably cut what you spend at the pump every single month. And almost nobody is doing all 5 of them at once. Here is the number that should make you angry before we go any further. The average American household spent $2,411 on gasoline in 2024. That works out to $201 every single month. Not a mortgage, not a car payment. Just fuel. Just to get to work, pick up groceries, and live a normal life. And here's what makes that number even more uncomfortable. Gas prices are the top concern for American adults, with 86% saying they are worried about the price going forward. That is more worried than people are about their grocery bills. More worried than their utility bills. The pump has become a second rent payment that most people feel completely helpless about. Right now, as of late March 2026, the national average sits at $30.93 per gallon. In California, it is $5.62. In Hawaii, $5.07. In Washington State, $5.15. If you live on the West Coast and drive an SUV, you already know what $6 a gallon feels like. And if you think those prices are somebody else's problem, the trend line disagrees with you. So, what actually works? Let's start with the one that people have heard before but never actually understood why it works, because the why is what changes your behavior permanently. Hack 1. Your right foot is a fuel valve. Aggressive driving, speeding, hard acceleration, and sudden braking lowers your gas mileage by roughly 15% to 30% at highway speeds and 10 to 40% in stop-and-go traffic. Read that again, 40%. On a $4 gallon of gas, that aggressive driving style is effectively turning your $4 gallon into a $5.60 gallon. You are doing it to yourself. Here is the test Consumer Reports ran. They drove a Nissan Altima and a Toyota RAV4 at different speeds under controlled conditions. Reducing speed from 65 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour improved fuel economy by 6 miles per gallon in the Altima and 8 miles per gallon in the RAV4 Tiger. That is not a rounding error. That is a fundamentally different trip, and the Department of Energy puts a price on it that is impossible to ignore. For every 5 miles per hour you drive above 50 miles per hour, it is like paying an additional $1.22 per gallon of gasoline. So the next time you are cruising at 75 on the highway, do the math. You are already paying the equivalent of $4.80 a gallon before you even get to the pump. The companion habit here is coasting. Look ahead. If you can see a red light 3 blocks away and you are still accelerating toward it, that is free money leaving your tank. Ease off early. Let the car coast. Your brakes do not create energy. When you slam them, you are converting movement into heat and noise and nothing else. The fuel you burn to build that speed is just gone. Hack 2. $4 in a gas station air machine. More than a quarter of passenger vehicles have at least one underinflated tire. 1 in 4 cars on the road right now is bleeding fuel economy every single mile through nothing but soft rubber. The physics here are simple. Underinflated tires have more contact with the road, more rolling resistance, more drag. Your engine works harder. You burn more fuel. Gas mileage can improve by 0.6% to 3% on average by keeping tires inflated properly. Underinflated tires drop gas mileage by 0.2% for every single pound per square inch they are below the recommended level. That adds up faster than you think. Most drivers are running 5 to 8 psi low without realizing it. That alone is costing them hundreds of dollars a year. The correct pressure is not on the side of your tire. It is on the sticker inside your driver's door jamb. Check it once a month. A gas station air machine costs $1. That dollar has the highest return on investment of anything you will buy this year. And here is something nobody talks about. Temperature drops tire pressure. As temperatures rise and fall throughout the year, a car's tire pressure fluctuates without you even noticing. Every time the seasons shift, go check. One habit, 4 times a year, worth potentially $300 in fuel savings annually. Hack 3. Stop paying for idling. You are not going anywhere. The engine is running. Gas is burning. This is idling, and it can consume 1/4 to 1/2 gallon of fuel per hour, depending on engine size and air conditioner use, adding up to 3 cents of wasted fuel every single minute. Think about your morning. The drive-through. The school pickup line. Sitting outside a store waiting for someone. 10 minutes a day of idling, according to the Department of Energy, adds up to 1 to 2.5 gallons of wasted fuel every month. At today's prices, that is $4 to $10 gone for absolutely nothing. Modern vehicles are efficient at starting up. It only takes about 10 seconds worth of fuel to restart your vehicle. So if you are parked for more than 10 seconds, you already know what to do. Turn it off. This one costs you nothing but the habit. Hack 4. The free app that beats the station next to your office. This is where the title comes from. And I want to be specific, because vague advice is useless advice. Gas Buddy has over 100 million downloads and 25 years of saving drivers money on fuel. The app is powered by drivers who report real-time prices at stations nearby. You open it before you leave the house. You see which station has the lowest price within a reasonable distance. You go there. It takes 30 seconds and it is completely free. But here's where it gets interesting. Gas Buddy also has a card program. By using the card for shopping and dining purchases, users earn gas back to spend at the pump, currently promising savings of up to 33 cents a gallon, not 3 cents, 33. On a 15-gallon fill-up, that is nearly $5 back every single time you fill up. That is the title. That is the hack. A free app delivering almost $5 of savings per fill-up, every fill-up, and most people do not know it exists because there is no commercial interest in telling you. The premium version costs $9.99 a month or $99 a year and guarantees savings of at least 20 cents per gallon on the first 50 gallons monthly. Do the math. If you fill up twice a month with a 15-gallon tank, that premium plan pays for itself in the first fill-up of the month, and the rest is pure savings. And Gas Buddy is not alone. The Upside app gives you cash back deposited directly into PayPal or your bank account. Check out 51 stacks deals on top of whatever card you are already using, earning up to 25 cents off per gallon directly at the pump. These apps are not gimmicks. They are just price arbitrage, and the oil companies are counting on you being too busy to bother. Hack 5. One maintenance fix that most people ignore until it is too late. Fixing a serious maintenance problem, such as a faulty oxygen sensor, can improve mileage by as much as 40%. 40%. Your check engine light is not just an annoyance. It is a fuel economy warning. When your oxygen sensor fails, your engine cannot properly measure the fuel-to-air ratio it needs to run efficiently. So it guesses. And it guesses wrong. It runs rich. Too much fuel, too little combustion efficiency, and you pay for every single one of those bad guesses at the pump. Using the wrong grade of motor oil can lower your gas mileage by 1% to 2%. That sounds small until you realize it compounds over every mile you drive all year. Use the grade listed in your owner's manual, not the grade the Quick Lube place recommends. Not whatever is cheapest on the shelf. The one your engine was designed for. Now let us talk about what all of this actually adds up to. The average American drives 14,263 miles a year, with roughly $2,853 spent on gas per year. Stack every hack from this video. Smooth driving, proper tire pressure, eliminating idle waste, using Gas Buddy, and fixing ignored maintenance. And the Department of Energy and Consumer Reports data consistently show you can improve your fuel economy by well over 10 to 40%, depending on how many of these you are currently getting wrong. On a $2,853 annual gas bill, a 20% improvement is $570 back in your pocket. A 30% improvement is $856 from habits you build once and then just have. Many of the lowest income U.S. households spend nearly 1/5 of their income on gasoline. 3 times more than the average US household. For those families, this is not a lifestyle optimization exercise. It is rent money. It is groceries. These hacks are not a novelty for people living close to the edge. They are the difference between a full tank and a borrowed $20. Here's what I want to leave you with. The gas station has no incentive to tell you any of this. The oil company has no incentive to tell you. The quick lube shop has a financial interest in you staying confused, but physics does not care about any of that. Physics just works. Smooth acceleration works. Correct tire pressure works. Turning off your engine works. A free app that finds you the cheapest gallon in a 2-mile radius and then gives you 33 cents back on top of that. It works right now, tonight, before your next fill-up. You are going to pull into a station again soon. The question is just how much of that money you are going to get to keep.